The U-Haul blocked the cul-de-sac for maybe 5 minutes, but that was apparently 5 minutes too long for Patricia, queen of the Homeowners Association. I swear, the moment I saw her platinum bob rounding the corner, my gut tightened into a knot of pure dread. Was she seriously coming over here right now? The irony wasn't lost on me. She was complaining about my daughter moving her life out, while Patricia made moving in next to impossible for everyone else. It was 92 degrees, the kind of brutal Texas heat that makes the asphalt shimmer and every breath feel like drawing air through a thick, hot flannel. Sweat was already stinging my eyes, and my arms were shaking from hefting the last, monstrously heavy road case, the one holding my daughter Chloe's entire life's work as a touring stage manager. "Excuse me, Janice." Patricia's voice cut through the dense, hot air, sounding precisely like the scraping of a cheap plastic fork against ceramic. "You are violating Section 4, subsection B, paragraph 3 of the association bylaws. Temporary obstruction of a common thoroughfare is limited to 3 minutes, and you are well past that." She didn't ask. She demanded, planting her expensive white espadrilles firmly on the edge of my driveway. I dropped the corner of the road case with a jarring metallic clang. Did she have a stopwatch timing my daughter's future? "Patricia, give me 1 minute, please. This is Chloe's last piece of gear," I managed, wiping a greasy smear of sweat and dirt across my forehead. The smell of the U-Haul's exhaust mixed with the faint, sweet scent of the neighbor's blooming jasmine, creating a surreal and stressful cocktail. "She got the dream job. She's moving to New York. Can't you just, for once, be human?" I could hear the desperate edge in my voice, a plea she would never grant. Her eyes, magnified behind stylish reading glasses, narrowed into slits. "Dreams don't supersede the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, Janice. You know that. This whole development depends on uniformity." She sniffed, adjusting the oversized statement necklace that looked like it weighed more than the HOA's entire annual budget. Then came the truly unbelievable part. She pulled out her phone, not to text, not to take a picture for a petty violation report, but to dial. My blood ran cold. "Yes, hello? I need emergency services dispatched to 4423 Willow Creek Lane," she enunciated with dramatic, chilling clarity. "A hostile individual is actively obstructing public safety access and refusing to comply with directives. It's a severe hazard." I honestly thought I misheard her. "Hostile? Public safety? Are you out of your mind, Patricia?" The responding officer, a young man named Officer Kelly who looked about 19, arrived 10 minutes later, pulling up slowly behind the illegally parked U-Haul. He took one look at me, red-faced and covered in road grime, one look at the massive stage case, and one look at Patricia, standing with her hands on her hips, radiating self-righteous fury. A heavy, collective sigh seemed to pass through the neighborhood, palpable in the oppressive silence. "Ma'am," Officer Kelly addressed Patricia politely, though I could see the confusion in his eyes. "This appears to be a temporary inconvenience, not an emergency. Is the obstruction permanent?" "It is a direct violation of community rules, officer. If we allow one violation, the entire fabric of our neighborhood governance unravels." Patricia sputtered, waving her phone like a weapon. "I am the elected president, and I demand that this vehicle be towed immediately and the homeowner find the maximum." I stepped forward, hands held out in exasperation. "Officer, I have every document, every email. We are moving my daughter's professional equipment for her new, fully funded career opportunity. I just need literally 3 more minutes. Is this what my tax dollars pay for? Policing movers?" Officer Kelly shook his head slightly, a small smirk playing on his lips. He gently advised Patricia that calling 911 for a parking dispute was misuse of emergency services. He told me to finish quickly and, perhaps most importantly, he advised me, "Ma'am, document everything. Take photos of her standing here." He left, but not before Patricia handed me a bright pink slip. Official Homeowners Association fine notice, $750 for aggressive rule evasion and public safety endangerment. Her triumphant, venomous smile burned into my memory. The rules are the rules, Janice. Enjoy your fine. What Patricia didn't know was that while she was busy flexing her petty power, a much larger, more patient machine was grinding toward justice. For months, our neighbor, Mark, an attorney specializing in consumer law, had been compiling a class action lawsuit. We weren't just fighting fines. We were fighting the entire predatory structure of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, Patricia's personal fiefdom, built on arbitrary power and financial bullying. The fine notice she so gleefully slapped on my windshield was the day before the final judgment hearing. The following morning, I stood nervously next to Mark in the stuffy courtroom. The air was thick with the scent of old paper and nervous sweat. Patricia sat across the aisle, flanked by the HOA's expensive but thoroughly incompetent legal team, looking supremely confident, occasionally casting me a condescending glare. She had already won the battle over the $750 fine in her mind. Then the judge spoke, his voice deep and measured, cutting through the silence like a cold knife. He didn't dwell on the parking fines or the landscaping disputes. He focused on the systemic financial mismanagement and the illegal, unconstitutional overreach embedded deep within the HOA's founding documents. He paused, looking directly at the HOA's stunned attorneys. The evidence presented demonstrates a clear pattern of organizational abuse, violating both state and local statutes regarding nonprofit incorporation and common interest communities. The judge declared, his gavel resting lightly on the bench. He delivered the final line with the force of a thunderclap that echoed through the marble-floored hall. The Willow Creek Homeowners Association is hereby dissolved, all governing documents nullified, effective midnight tonight. Dissolved? The word hung in the air, heavy and absolute. I felt a wave of dizzying euphoria and relief wash over me. I risked a glance across the aisle. Patricia's confident, condescending mask shattered. Her face went slack, a horrifying shade of gray-white. Her eyes wide, her perfectly made-up mouth slightly agape. What did he just say? The $750 fine she had issued barely 24 hours earlier was now meaningless, signed by the president of an organization that would legally cease to exist by morning. Her call to 911, her ultimate power move, had been her final, desperate, and utterly pathetic act as an authority figure. Justice, served cold and swift, wasn't about the fine. It was about tearing down the whole corrupt house of cards. When petty tyranny uses public safety as a weapon, the only true retaliation is the legal truth.